Martin Freeman, who starred as Bilbo Baggins in the Hobbit trilogy, says reprising his role for The Lord of the Rings of Power would depend on who's doing it and why, and wishes the new series the best of luck. The Rings of Power will be a prequel to the events in the well-known The Lord of the Rings trilogy, taking place in Middle-earth's Second Age while the original trilogy is set in the Third Age thousands of years later. An Amazon Prime Video exclusive, The Rings of Power will be 8 episodes released weekly starting September 2nd. Freeman played the friendly, well-mannered hobbit Bilbo in The Hobbit as he traveled with Gandalf and a band of dwarves led by Thorin for their quest of Erebor, and ended up fighting in the Battle of Five Armies and becoming the bearer of the One Ring. Bilbo is the first to voluntarily give up the ring, although with some difficulty, so it can eventually be destroyed by Frodo Baggins in The Lord of the Rings. Freeman gave a perfect depiction of Bilbo based on the books by J.R.R. Tolkien, with Sir Ian Holm playing an older version of Bilbo in The Lord of the Rings. After earning praise for his performances in the films, Freeman discusses a possible Middle-earth return. In an interview with Metro, Freeman supposes he wouldn't consider reprising his role as Bilbo in The Rings of Power, although he doesn't entirely count it out. Depending on the purpose of his character's appearance and its ability to blend with the current series, but it ultimately depends on the minds behind the show. Freeman also alludes to the lasting storytelling of Tolkien, saying that the Lord of the Rings stories are likely to be retold for hundreds of years. Read his full comments below. The Rings of Power's Second Age setting will place audiences in a relatively peaceful world compared to The Lord of the Rings, but evil has started to grow and re-emerge. Viewers will finally get to see the forging of the 20 Rings of Power and the rise of Sauron, and will meet a new clan of hobbits along with familiar characters like Galadriel, Durin, and Elrond. Telling stories from across the lands of Middle-earth, The Rings of Power will give the enormous Lord of the Rings fan base content for the first time since the 2014 film The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. While Freeman doesn't completely disregard the idea of reprising Bilbo, it is unlikely he would do it for The Rings of Power, but possible if it made sense in a different Lord of the Rings project. Freeman still wishes the show well, showing his passion for it performing well and the franchise's storytelling, matching the great hope viewers have for The Rings of Power's success. Although Freeman won't be coming back as Bilbo anytime soon, The Rings of Power has a cast led by Morfydd Clark as Galadriel and Robert Aramayo as Elrond to set it up for a strong start. Join Amazon Prime. Watch thousands of movies, TV shows anytime. Start free trial now. Source: Metro.
My heart returns to